many people may be aware that YouTube has decided it's going to make the dislikes private. And they're saying it's to help small creators. I think it probably has more to do with the fact that like Biden's pressers videos were getting downvoted like a gazillion times. You know, a lot of the COVID videos were getting down ratioed.
Can I point out a very interesting statistic? Ever since Jen Psaki was holding press conferences on the White House YouTube channel, every one of those videos has been far outweighed on the dislikes versus the likes. It's not even close. So now all of a sudden,
that's what I'm saying. I just think it's a little weird. I don't think it's for the small creator. I think
at 100% agree.
Full honky. But this is funny. So YouTube co-founder protests platform's dislike move by revisiting first ever video. So did you know? Let me show you this me at the zoo video and what is now written underneath it. You know what? For old time's sake, let's just listen to the beginning of it. Okay, here we go.
All right, so here we are, one of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long fronts, and that's cool.
Is that journalism, Bill? He's describing the elephant. I want to know, is that journalism before we go any further?
I'm going to go far out on a limb and say no, but hey, what do I know?
Okay, I think he can be a journalist. I'm going to let him in the club. So underneath it now, this is what is written. Watching Matt Caval's announcement about the removal of dislikes, I thought something was off. The spoken words did not match the eyes. The video reminded me of an interview Admiral Jeremiah Denton gave in 1966. I have never seen a less enthusiastic, more reluctant announcement of something that is supposed to be great. Calling the removal of dislikes a good thing for creators cannot be done without conflict by someone holding the title of YouTube's creator liaison. We know this because there exists not a single YouTube creator who thinks removing dislikes is a good idea for YouTube or for creators. Now, I disagree. I think the people who are getting ratioed probably think this is amazing. What about you, Mel?
Oh, I think the people at CNN and the White House they're thinking not only is this a good idea, but we support it financially.
Right, there you go. So to continue on, why would YouTube make this universally disliked change? There is a reason, but it's not a good one and not one that will publicly be disclosed. Instead, there will be references to various studies that apparently contradict common sense of every YouTuber. The ability to easily and quickly identify bad content is an essential feature of a user-generated content platform. Why? Because not all user-generated content is good. It can't be. In fact, most of it is not good, and that's okay. The idea was never that all content is good. The idea was, however, that among the flood of content, there are great creations waiting to be exposed. And for that to happen, the stuff that's not great has to fall by the side as quickly as possible. The process works, and there's a name for it, the wisdom of the crowds. The process breaks down, or the process breaks when the platform interferes with it. Then the platform invariably declines. Does YouTube want to become a place where everything is mediocre? Because nothing can be great if nothing is bad. In business, there's only one thing more important than make it better, and that's don't fuck up. That was pretty good.
No, it's 100% correct. There's no good without evil. There's no light without darkness. So it's very communist China of them to try to say that all content on YouTube is created equal when it's not. And it's very remiss if we don't mention that a lot of this wasn't even a discussion until Jen Psaki became the White House press secretary, and every video of her press conferences released since she's been the press secretary of the White House has received more negative votes than positive votes.
I have not gone through all of them to verify if every single one of them has been that way, but I've seen a lot of announcements, a lot of White House announcements, and a lot of videos that would be considered White House talking point type videos, and they're not doing well when it comes to the likes versus dislikes. And I'm sorry, but this administration has been pushing for censorship, for deplatforming since the beginning. And we have seen more and more crackdowns as Jen Psaki and others call for it. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that this is possibly in response to the government. Now, again, it could also be corporations too, because as we know, some of the big corporate news personalities are some of the loudest voices for censorship. You know, get these crazy people off the platforms, or like, finally YouTube's doing something about misinformation, you know? And so, but then again, where is the line between the big corporations and the government anymore? I don't know if I really know the answer to that, Bill.
There is no line anymore. It's wherever the money resides, and the money resides in three places right now: big tech, big oil, and big politics. So when
Don't forget big medicine.
Yeah, you're right. Big medicine. Yeah.
Oil.
Okay. So when three of those four, because now we'll throw the big medicine in there, when three of those four are, in favor of a system that promotes disliking the information that they're putting out, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Before we get to the rest of this video, don't forget you can support my work by also checking out my sponsors and having a glass of wine or a cup of coffee in honor of free speech. The first is AllisonWinePromo.com, Allison with 1L winepromo.com. You get 50% off of my favorite Argentinian Malbecs and 50% off of shipping. They have switched out the 3 bottles from the last pairing, so check them out. Many of these are high altitude wines. They're very robust. They use no flavoring, no filtering, no dyes, and no excess chemicals. But if you need something to wake you up, like a strong cup of coffee, check out twinenginecoffee.com/Allison, twinenginecoffee.com/Allison. They've got a wide variety of roasts. These are high altitude, shade grown Nicaraguan coffees that are also USDA certified organic. They also do a lot of great work to help prevent sea turtle nests from being poached. You can support their work by also going to twinenginecoffee.com/Allison and become a sponsor. And they'll even show you video of when the sea turtle nests that they're protecting are hatched. So check out my sponsors and support free speech wherever you are.
Jeremy Hamby, he runs a relatively successful YouTube channel called The Quartering. If you're a fan of tech reviews and pop culture, I highly recommend you check him out. But he was actually on Daily Wire recently, and he's got a couple of videos of his own where he talks about how terrible of an idea this is. And it's not because of the YouTube algorithm. It's not helping out small creators. This is 100% big politics, big corporations, and big media at play, because CNBC, if they show a video of Rachel Maddow complaining about something about the Rittenhouse trial, then more than likely it's going to receive a ton of dislikes versus a ton, or it's going to receive, let's say, 100 likes and 1,000 dislikes. And YouTube doesn't want people to see that, because these are the companies that are trying to pay them to get more views to their channels, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, or even Fox News. Okay, let's not pretend this is just a left-wing thing here. But there's been such an outlash, or a backlash, and such outrage about this. I don't know how YouTube is going to, well, it's YouTube, it's Google, they can do whatever the F they want, so...
I think this pretty much sums it up. This is Matt Orfala. 2018, YouTube artificially boosts corporate bullshit. YouTube users dislike corporate bullshit. 2021, YouTube bans users who dislike
yes, yes, that's it.
So true. We may be clipping some of this live supporter-only stream to put on YouTube so that YouTube fans know that we do this live weekly media analysis show on ROKFIN for subscribers only. It then is later uploaded for subscribers on locals, and my Patreon gets the audio only because that's the only way you can upload on Patreon. But this is for supporters only, because we really do appreciate that there are people willing to support independents like us. You know, it's not necessarily an easy time for anybody right now. So the fact that anyone would throw even $1 our way is really generous, and we appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, what are you doing? You should have seen the whole show live or at least recorded on the other platforms. So if you have the ability and you want to, go subscribe. I mean, not just sign up the platform, but subscribe and become a member over at ROKFIN. It's $9.99 a month. People watching right now on ROKFIN Live know this, and you get all of the creators. There's Michael Tracy, there's Max Blumenthal, Whitney Webb is on there, Ryan Christian. There's a lot of the big name, Jimmy Dore. There's a lot of the big name, like, oh God, what would you call, like, surveillance state type journalists right now on ROKFIN. And $9.99 a month gets you everybody. And locals, if you want to go support me over there, for $5 a month, you get to comment on my editorial board meetings on Saturdays and help me pick out stories in the day ahead or the week ahead, and also tell me what I did that was good or bad in the week prior. So everybody who's watching this, thank you for your support wherever you're watching it. Bill, any final words before we go?
Thank you so much for supporting not only us, but any independent journalism. Anything helps. It doesn't even mean a monetary donation. A like, subscribing, sharing, clicking notifications, everything helps, and support your independent journalists.
And if you dislike us instead of supporting us, we don't care, because no one else is going to know but us, because it's private. Bye.